8 races down, 8 races to go. It's the halfway point of the season. Hello everybody, welcome to Zandvoort in the Netherlands for race 9 of a 16 race season for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. As you can see, the cars are lined up on the grid. We are back in Zandvoort. Oh, it feels like a long time since we were last here, doesn't it? The conditions are perfect, 21.8 degrees centigrade is the air temperature. The track is at 32.9. On this circuit, which has been heavily revised since we were here last, it's still 4.259 kilometers around, which equates to 2.646 miles. But it's now got lots of banking on it. And there is the man on pole position, Larry Zandvoort. He lost his championship lead briefly after the Red Bull Ring round, but at Monza last time out, he retook that championship lead with 2 wins out of 2, and the drivers are once again scratching their head, trying to work out what to do to stop Larry Zandvoort. It was a very difficult qualifying session this morning. Lots of stoppages. We saw Kim Hauschild, Lucas Grunewald, Sandra Kaibach all bringing out red flags as a result of trips into the gravel. The drivers finding it quite hard work to get used to the big bank corners that have been put in here at Zandvoort. Of course, that's in preparation for the Formula 1 visit a little later on this year. The Arie Luyendyk turn now has 18 degrees of banking on it, allowing the drivers to take it flat out. And Hugenholtz turn 3 has 90 degrees of banking on it, which is pretty steep indeed, and only a couple of degrees less than the big banking of the original Monza circuit. We are at Zandvoort, and as I've said already, 4.259 kilometers is the track. 14 turns still, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, but a very different animal compared to what we had last time we came here in 2019. Here's the starting grid. Larry Zandvoort on pole position alongside Rudy van Buren in the Cartech Motorsport by Nigrin Porsche. Row 2, Ayhan Guven and Leon Köhler, both drivers are impressing this year very much. And Lauren Heinrich, he briefly led the championship, and Max van Splunteren, Heinrich leading after Red Bull Ring, lost it again after Monza. Jaap van Lagen, who is sitting in for Holger Harmsen ahead of Julian Hanses, and the ever-impressive Bastian Buus and Loic Hartog making it a very young row 5. Row 6, the youngest driver in the field, Maurice Schuring for Team GP Elite, alongside guest starter Simon Laquinta, Fabio Chistignola and Yuka Honkabori on row 7. At row 8, Jesse van Koik and Kim Hauschild, one of the drivers that brought out a red flag in the qualifying session this morning, as did Lucas Grunewald. Christopher Zerkling in unusual colours. He's repainted his car to resemble his Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup car, ahead of Dan van Koik and Carlos Rivas, the most successful Pro-Am driver in the history of Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Rudolf Rien is on row 11 with Sandra Kaibach, another of our gravel trap visitors from this morning. Row 12, Antonio Teixeira, one of the talent pool, alongside Philip Sager and Jan-Erik Sluten and Bashar Mardini on row 13. Row 14 of the grid is Christoph Langer and Ahmad Al-Shihab. And then on row 15, on his own, Georgi Donchev for Nebulous Racing by Huber. Simone Laquinta and Philip Sager both guesting here for Dynamic Motorsport this weekend, so great to welcome them along. And Jaap van Lagen, as I've mentioned already, sitting in for Holger Harmsen, running the same car for HRT Performance. And of course, Jaap van Lagen knows everything there is to know about Porsche, has done well over 100 races in Porsche racing over the years. So great to welcome him here. Conditions are perfect. We're next to the beach, so issues with sand being blown onto the track, but it's as good as it's going to get. The cars are lined up. You can see very pretty new Christopher Zerkling livery, kind of a light blue look and a little bit more distinctive, resembling his Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup livery as well. And that's the view from Jan-Erik Sluten in the Phoenix Racing Porsche. We're going to wait for those 5 red lights to go off very shortly. We just need indication from the back just to let us know that everything is okay. There it is. The man with the flag says, yep, we're good to go. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and when they're off, we are go. Half an hour racing ahead of us, and Larry Tenforder tries to move across the block. Rudy Van Buren, but Van Buren gets him on the line. So Rudy Van Buren beating our pole sitter into the first corner. Larry Tenforder hung out to dry, and now coming under pressure from Ayhancan Guven. Guven dropping back into third place. There's Curler there on the outside, and there's a spinning car in the middle of the track. He keeps it going. That's the number 9 car, and that's one of our guest drivers. Keeps it going. We saw an incident exactly the same as that in the Porsche Benelux racing series this morning, and that particular car got heavily collected. So good to see the number 9 of Jaap van Lagen keeping it pointing in the right direction, and his experience coming into good use there. So away we go. It's Rudy Van Buren who's beaten Larry Tenforder out of the blocks, and Ayhancan Guven looking pretty racy as well in third place. And it's not often that Larry Tenforder is beaten off the line. It has to be said, it looked like he got a bit of wheel spin getting away, and Rudy Van Buren very quick on the reaction time. Half an hour of racing ahead of us in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, and here again is Jaap van Lagen getting 2 wheels onto the dirt, and that is an exact carbon copy of an incident we saw in the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux series this morning. The only difference is the car came to rest across the track and got heavily collected. Fortunately, no injuries, but coming into turn 3, it's part of the track that seems to catch these drivers out, and this is a tricky circuit. We are at Circuit Zandvoort, and Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, race 1 is underway. Lauren Heinrich taking a little look into Tarzan on the outside of Leon Curler. The rest of the cars come. There's the very impressive Baskin Bus, Loic Hartog and Morris Schuring. And their combined age, probably less than some of the drivers that are in this field. The 3 young stars fighting together, Leon Curler and Lauren Heinrich, and Heinrich almost having a little push on the Leon Curler car. Lauren Heinrich saw his championship lead disappear in Monza and really wants to do something about that as we start the second half of this season. It's Rudy Van Buren who leads the way from Larry Tenforder. Tenforder at the start, you saw he went to move across to shut the door, but Van Buren had already filled the gap and was leading the way into the Tarzan corner. Looking back at Ayhancan Guven from the Larry Tenforder car. Larry Tenforder, of course, local driver to here, brings with him a very vocal fan club, and they will be hugely disappointed that the pole sitter has not stepped off into the lead at this point. But the night is young, and it's the first of 2 races this weekend for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Larry Tenforder found qualifying very frustrating this morning with red flags coming out, causing immense confusion. And here he is now in second place, our championship leader, and he came into this event with a lead of 14 points over Lauren Heinrich, and that will extend if things stay as they are. But Rudy Van Buren has pretty well come from nowhere here. His best result so far was a second place at Monza, but up until then had not featured too heavily. And there's the guest driver of Simone La Quinta going deep into the corner, smoking the tyres whilst doing so. So Rudy Van Buren is not exactly pulling away. To remind you, these cars are all identical, and number 92, Lauren Heinrich, has picked up a drive-through penalty for a jump start. So number 92, he was the championship leader coming into this race. He was second place, 14 points behind, but he has picked up a drive-through penalty for a jump start. That is going to relegate him a long way down. Lauren Heinrich, who's currently in 5th place, picks up that drive-through penalty, and that is very bad news indeed for his championship hunt, and very good news for Larry Tenforder as he looks to successfully defend his championship in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, and he has not given up on the lead of this race yet either. Looking here, and that was it. He was rolling, Lauren Heinrich rolling long before the lights went out, and he would have known by the time they'd got to turn 1 that he was going to get done for a jump start, because that wasn't even close. He had the car rolling long before the green lights came on, and he got a good run into turn 1, went deep, and couldn't do anything with that. I did wonder when I saw jump start come up whether Rudy Van Buren might have been rewarded one, but no, he was just very sharp on the accelerator. The incident between car 3989 has been referred to the stewards. So that is Bashar Mardini and the visiting Philip Sager. So clearly there's been a bit of action between them, and that has been referred to the stewards as well. Bashar Mardini currently in last place, that's 29th, and Philip Sager in 26th. Both of them are in the Pro-Am category. And look at Bastian Boos. He passed his driving test this week. Yuka Honkavori pointing in the wrong direction. That looks like it's out of turn 3. And if he can't get that going, this could be high drama indeed. The MRS GT Racing Porsche across the track. Yuka Honkavori. What happened there? Coming out of turn 3, and there was contact with Dan Van Koyk. So Yuka Honkavori across the track, and that is a definite Code Brown moment for him, because he will see the rest of the cars coming towards him. Still, the car is stranded. This is almost certainly going to bring out a safety car if he can't get this rolling. Well, it will have to bring out a safety car if he can't get it rolling, because you can't leave it there for the rest of the race. And the safety car is deployed. It's not been shown on our timing screens yet, but you can see it rejoining. Now it is. The safety car rejoins out of the new pit exit, and will very shortly pick up Rudy Van Buren. So Yuka Honkavori, very lucky to escape without any high drama there, across the track on the exit at turn 3, particularly fast part of the track as well, and he's got away with that by the skin of his teeth. So that car will be cleared, and this should be a fairly short safety car period, you'd think. We just need a breakdown crew to get to the number 41 Yuka Honkavori car, and there may be an investigation. Well, there will be an investigation into what happened there, and there may be some penalties. This is a replay from Larry Tenforder, and his heart would have sunk at the start of the race when he saw the Rudy Van Buren car appearing on his right-hand side. But with his main championship rival, Lauren Heinrich, picking up that penalty, there is not too much damage done, even if Tenforder can keep it and bring it home in second place. That's the view of turn 3, and that is the incident between 89 and 39. Bashar Mardini and guest driver Philip Sager. And that was the view from Jan-Erik Slooten. You can see them getting together. I'll have those places, thank you very much. Steal those away. And this is the view of the back of Yuka Honkavori. Some great shots on that. Looks like Larry Tenforder, and you can see him weaving the steering wheel, getting heat into the tyres. Great shots, and Yuka Honkavori, well, that car is off the track. It looks as though it might have got there under its own steam, actually, or maybe it's been pushed by the stewards. Now, that they are clearly going to decide, no, that's not in a safe place. Here comes the man with the pickup, who will come and pluck that car up from the side of the track and throw it across the barrier. And this safety car probably taking longer than we'd normally expect, but here we go. It's hard work to get to these cars, and you can see how deep the sand is on the inside of the corners. This is a sand dune track. We are on the North Sea coast. Track that has a fairly unique atmosphere because of the fact it's a seaside resort. As we look, Yuka Honkavori once again, and he disappears off into the sand dunes. Probably sit and catch some sun for a little bit. and the marshals who do a great job here. And there is the Honkavori Porsche, which will be dropped onto the other side of the barrier in a place of safety. And very soon we will be ready to go back racing. I did mention just before the incident that Bastian Boos passed his driving test this week, so congratulations to him. It was his 18th birthday a couple of weeks ago. It's all happening for him at the moment, and watch out all you drivers on the road, because Bastian Boos in the number 99 car will be on the roads as well. So a very fine pilot he is, and entertainer of the year in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany as far as I'm concerned, particularly having collected that wheel that was errant at Oschersleben, and carrying on to do exceptionally well in the race as a result of it. Here we go, safety car, lights are still on. So to give you the update is Rudy van Buren from Larry Tenford, Ian Chen-Guven third, Leon Köhler in fourth, Max van Splunteren now in fifth, following the drive-through penalty for Lauren Heinrich. He's down in 28th, so that really has done his championship the power of no good. So Van Splunteren in fifth and Julian Hansis in sixth. Loic Hartog is seventh. He's the highest of our rookie drivers, ahead of Morris Schuring, Bastian Boos and Fabio Citignola. And our leading Pro-Am driver is Kim Hauschild in 17th, ahead of Carlos Rivas, who last time out at Monza became the most successful Pro-Am driver in the history of Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. His 35th win in category, eclipsing that of Rolf Eiken. So Carlos Rivas, a real legend in this, currently second in category in this race. And Yuka Honkavori wants to have a little sit at the side of the track and catch some sun. I think the marshal probably has other ideas and is encouraging him to go to somewhere that might be a little bit safer. I mean, it's a great view from there, but probably not the safest place to sit and watch the remainder of the race. Right, as you can see, the cars are still behind the safety car, but the safety car is in on this lap, so the lights will be off on the safety car. Control of the race will be handed over to Rudy van Buren, and it will be his job to catch Larry Tenford napping and open up a gap very shortly. He will drop back from the safety car as soon as those lights go off, and he will back this field up, and he will become, in effect, the safety car as he leads the field of cars around those corners. So we're in the final part of this safety car lap. We have a little bit more than half of this race still to run, plenty more still to come. The question is, can Larry Tenford find a route past Rudy van Buren without letting Ian Chen-Guven through? These cars, very equal indeed. They're all identical. There's only setup that can change, and that's wing and toe in. Very little they can change in these cars. They're all identical Porsche 911s. And it's the first racing version based on the current 992 generation GT3 Cup car. 510 horsepower, 4 litres of engine, naturally aspirated, engine mounted in the rear. But it is hard work getting past the car in front without them making a mistake. And Larry Tenford, as good as he is, could so easily let Guven in if he makes a move on Rudy van Buren. Van Buren has the luxury of saying when to go, so he can spend some time getting heat into the tyres, into the brakes. Tenford less so, because he needs to be ready when Van Buren hits the accelerator, which is about now as they head up into the line-type banking of turn 14. And now onto the pit straight, and Van Buren has done an excellent job of opening up that gap as they retake the start of this race. Ian Chen-Guven with Leon Köhler just behind. Then it's Max van Splunteren and Julian Hansen, Loic Hartog. The rest of the cars coming through. Hartog with Morris Schuring, who is putting the pressure onto him. Two of the drivers in the talent pool. A great category, great training series for young drivers. And you saw Bastian Boos there in 9th place, also looking very eager as well. Here we come through this series of corners up towards turn 7, which is a blind crest, and then down around towards Masterbocht, turn 8. And it's Van Buren who leads the way ahead of Larry Tenforder. And we saw Simon La Quinta as well, mixing it, doing very well, guesting here this weekend. Ahead of him is Bastian Bus. And La Quinta, I think, has got in front of Fabio Gisignola in 10th place. So looking very good indeed. Right, here comes the snake of cars up towards the Hans Ernst chicane, and then round to Kumo corner, and then it's foot flat to the floor, 7,800 RPM, third gear, 145 kilometers an hour into the corner, and then flat out down towards the Tarzan turn in 6th gear, reaching 252 kilometers an hour. Maurice Schuring looking to the inside of Loic Hartog into the corner as we ride on board with Jan-Erik Slooten, the number 96 car, currently in 22nd place. Ahead of him, Antonio Teixeira in the number 46 car. So Jan-Erik Slooten up on to the banking. And flat out, you can see a car in front that's picked up some dirt, and then they head up towards that blind crest. And now I'll focus back up to the front, and that is Rudy Van Buren, and Larry Tenforder is getting his mirrors quite filled with Ian Chen Guven. So Guven certainly not intimidated by the roll of honour that Larry Tenforder has, turning the heat up. And Leon Köhler is just in the background, ready. If these two get together, he will be through like a rat up a drain pipe, ready to steal the position away. So Lauren Heinrich is all the way down in 25th place, and he is our main championship challenger. And he was coming into this race. Ian Chen Guven was some 40 points behind Larry Tenforder. And if he can get past him, that points gap will come down, albeit only slightly. But if things stay as they are, then Tenforder is going to increase his championship lead. So Ian Chen Guven closer than ever now, looking down at the back end of Larry Tenforder's car. Leon Köhler just in the background. Rudy Van Buren about half a second in front, up into the banking. And Guven really looking very eager indeed. Ian Chen Guven in the number 53 car. He picked up his first ever win in this series at Oschersleben. And he's looking to repeat that feat. He's had a lot of podiums already this year. And he has not settled for third place. Very quick young driver. The first Turkish driver ever to win in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany as well. Now this is the dilemma Larry Tenforder has. Does he wait behind Rudy Van Buren? Does he make a challenge? If he makes a challenge, is he going to let Guven through? Because Guven is looking very eager. We are 2/3 of the way through this race, just coming up to it. And it's Rudy Van Buren who leads the way in the number 57 car. Championship leader Larry Tenforder is second. Third, Ian Chen Guven. Fourth, Leon Köhler. They've broken away a little bit from Max van Splunteren, who's in 5th place ahead of Julian Hanses, another driver who continues to impress. And we're looking again at Christopher Zirkling and Bastian Bus. And Bastian Bus going wide, and Christopher Zirkling comes through and into 10th place. So Simon La Quinta ahead in P9 and doing very well. Simon La Quinta is to make it into 9th place, guesting in this series. That's very impressive indeed. Right, back to the lead battle. It's still Van Buren, Tenforder, Guven. You can see the dirt on the track where somebody has gone off. There is no traction to be had off the racing line here at Zandvoort. Ian Chen-Guven bearing down on Larry Tenforder. We're looking back from the Tenforder car. And his mirrors are full of Guven. You can see Guven just showing himself in the side mirrors of Larry Tenforder. Taking a different line into the corner. You can see the Guven car just stepping out slightly at the back. As they put the power on, they can really hustle these cars over the curbs. There's Loic Hartog in the number 4 car, riding on board with Lauren Heinrich. This is all the way down in 21st place, and that's another position picked off, and that would have been Antonio Teixeira in the number 19 car. And these are our leaders. Another lap completed, out onto the pit straight we come. The first 4 absolutely nose to tail. Loic Hartog with Maurice Schuring behind. Ahead of them, Gillian Hanses and Max van Splunteren. This could all change in the blink of an eye. Maurice Schuring, very impressive. The youngest driver ever to have competed in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. And deep into the corner goes Rudy van Buren. So Rudy van Buren getting it all wrong into turn 3, and Larry Tenforder needed no other invitation, and he's through into the lead. You can see the car getting a bit of air as it bumps over the curb, so Larry Tenforder retakes his position in his customary place. You can see Rudy van Buren goes deep into turn 3, the back end slides out, and Larry Tenforder is through. The vastly experienced local driver knows his way round the Zandvoort circuit with his eyes closed. It's his home race, and he was always going to take a bit of stopping here, and anybody who makes a mistake in front of him is going to be easy prey, because Larry Tenforder does not need a better invitation than that to get through and take the lead. And you can see already Larry Tenforder has opened up an instant gap to Rudy van Buren, and now Ian Chen-Guven has a double problem in front of him. He has Rudy van Buren and he has Larry Tenforder, who is going to take some stopping with 7.5 minutes this race remaining. Larry Tenforder is going to need some kind of tragedy to befall him for anybody to get past him now. Leon Köhler started to get impatient behind Ian Chen-Guven. A little over 7 minutes of this race remaining. And it's Larry Tenforder who leads the way. Rudy van Buren, who led for so long, done all the hard work. Started from the outside front row. He goes deep into turn 3 yet again. Almost lets Guven through. Guven can't quite make it. But Rudy van Buren clearly with traction issues at the back of the car, whether those tyres have gone off or what it is. But van Buren looks to be fairly easy prey on the turn 3 banking. You can see again, he goes wide up high over the white line. And Ian Chen-Guven very nearly claiming that spot. Rudy van Buren slamming the door closed. And here we go again, Guven turning the heat up. But Leon Köhler is nibbling at his heels. So he's got to work out how is he going to get past Buren without letting Köhler through. You can see that Larry Tenforder is there. Move into the Hans Ernst chicane. And Larry Tenforder has opened up quite a gap. And now, as Guven becomes defender, Leon Köhler turns the heat up further. And that gives Rudy van Buren a little bit of breathing room. Safety car has been shown as out. Here it is. So the safety car is out. There's a yellow flag at turn 7. So clearly there has been an issue at turn 7, and that's what that issue is. As a car into the fence has gone through the billboard, made a right mess of that. And who is that? Can't quite see from here who that is. Oof, what a mess. Well, it's a bit of advertising there for motorsport.com, but only briefly, as a sideways Porsche goes sailing through, scatters the billboard everywhere and up into the gravel trap. Fortunately, no injuries. And the driver emerges from the car. I think it's Christoph Langer in the number 28 car. And I'm pretty sure that's Christoph Langer who emerges from the car and looks to have almost enjoyed the experience. But fortunately, no injuries, but it does bring out a safety car with 4.5 minutes of this race remaining. Now, thumbs up, all okay, but the car is going to have to be retrieved. And you can see the mess it's made of that billboard, and probably hasn't done the Porsche a lot of favours either, to be quite honest. We have a look again, and just getting it all wrong, goes wide out onto the grass, bang, through the advertising hoarding. The gravel trap doing its job and slowing the car down significantly. And the 28 car of Christoph Langer is to be retrieved, and the marshals, who do a great job, and pretty well every session of practice, qualifying or racing this weekend so far has featured red flags and safety cars, because this is a tricky circuit to master. But those gravel traps, which are very deep, do a great job at slowing the car down and stopping anything too serious from happening. And the little cherry picker has been working hard all weekend, picking cars up out of the gravel and getting them to safety. So we have 3 minutes of this race left. So we might get another lap or so of green flag racing. Depends on how quickly they can get this sorted out. I expect Larry Tenforder would be quite happy if this race does finish under the safety car. Rudy Van Buren would like the opportunity to find a route past. Ayanchen Guven would probably be quite happy with things as they are, because he was looking under increasing pressure from Leon Köhler for that final podium position. Max van Splunteren was in P5 ahead of Julian Hanses, who's been quietly nibbling away. And there is Yuka Honkavori, who brought out the safety car earlier on after that spin, and he hasn't gone anywhere. And he gets to watch the race propped up on the rear wing of his Porsche. So the Christoph Langer car is pulled back to safety. Clearly, his afternoon is over. Our leading Pro-Am driver is Kim Hauschild. It's not often we can say that. Carlos Rivas tends to own the first place in category, but he's down in 20th, and Kim Hauschild is 17th on track. And at the front in that category, the leading rookie driver is Maurice Schuring, who's currently 7th on the track. And of course, the leader overall, Larry Tenforder. So, are we going to get another lap of racing in? It could be a bit of a dash for the cash if we do. Local boy, Larry Tenforder, didn't have the getaway that he wanted and lost out to Rudy Van Buren. And at the closing stages of this race, cashed in on a mistake by Rudy Van Buren to take that lead position. Championship challenger Lauren Heinrich picked up a penalty, a drive-through penalty for a jump start, and was forced to drop to the back of the field. Has made his way back up to 18th place, but well out of the points, and probably, well, he's going to struggle to pick up any points. He might pick up a couple of points. As you can see, safety car is coming in on this lap. 30 seconds on the clock. Larry Tenforder backs the field up. Rudy Van Buren ready to pounce. You can see Ayanchen Guven looking to the outside. Rudy Van Buren. This could be quite a dash for the cash, because we are in the absolute closing stages of this race. There's Tenforder who leads the way for Rudy Van Buren. Tenforder hits the accelerator. Not particularly well anticipated by Van Buren. Tenforder looking reasonably secure in his lead. Van Buren still weaving to get heat in the tyres. Now Leon Köhler was looking to the outside of Ayanchen Guven as they cross the line. And there's Maurice Schuring continuing on the outside of Julian Hanses. Safety cars, great opportunity to pick up places, also a great opportunity to lose places. So up onto the banking they go. Larry Tenforder leading the way. We're on the +1 lap. The clock is at 0. It's Tenforder who leads from Rudy Van Buren, Ayanchen Guven, Leon Köhler. The rest of the field streaming through. And Tenforder looks to very much have carried on where he left off. Rudy Van Buren under pressure from Ayanchen Guven. And Leon Köhler just dropping back slightly. If the 57 and 53 car get together in any way at all, and Leon Köhler will be through to take that position away. But Köhler off the podium at the moment unless he can make some kind of move. Here comes Larry Tenforder. He's had his stamp on this race ever since he found a route past Rudy Van Buren, and he's not looking like he's going to surrender that position in the closing stages as they head into the Ari Lyndike corner. Larry Tenforder with Rudy Van Buren in second place. We're into the final lap. Ayanchen Guven in third, Leon Köhler in fourth. And there's Lauren Heinrich further back, still trying to undo some of the damage from that jump start. It's Dan Van Koyk, so Heinrich is into the points because Heinrich is 15th. Van Koyk is 14th, but Heinrich not going to be picking up much. It will be just 1, maybe 2 points at best. And that means that Larry Tenforder will extend his championship lead over both Lauren Heinrich and Ayanchen Guven, who currently is in third place behind Rudy Van Buren. Past the scene of the crime where we lost Christoph Langer just a few moments ago. It's the final stages of the final lap for race 1 of 2 here at Zandvoort this weekend. It's race 9 of a 16-race season. And it's that man there, Larry Tenforder, who, apart from a brief period of losing the championship lead, has very much had control of this season so far and has control of this race. You can see the gap that he's opened over Rudy Van Buren up towards the final corners, Kumo and then Lyndike up onto the banking for the last time. Larry Tenforder leading the way. And out of turn 14 to cross the line and win race 1 of this weekend is Larry Tenforder from Rudy Van Buren. Ayanchen Guven holding on for the final podium place. Then it's Leon Köhler, Max van Splunteren. Maurice Schuring is the highest placed rookie. Then Julian Hanses, Loic Hartog, Simone Laquinta, great driving to 9th place, ahead of Christopher Zirkling, Bastian Boos, Jaap van Lagen, Fabio Chisignola, Dan Van Koyk and Lauren Heinrich picking up the last of the points-paying positions in 15th place. Our leading Pro-Am driver, Kim Hauschild, in 18th place, ahead of Carlos Rivas and Jan-Erik Sloeten. And Sloeten down in 23rd, but 3rd in category. So great driving from Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Lots of drama, a couple of safety cars. But when it all shakes out, it's Larry Tenforder who continues his dominance of this championship and extends his points lead even further. So we're on the cool-down lap, and shortly the cars will be coming into Parc Fermé. But Larry Tenforder, he wanted this one. He particularly wanted this one because this is his home race. His very noisy contingent of home fans will no doubt be present. there's your result. Larry Tenvoorde from Rudy van Buren, Ayenchen Guven, Leon Köhler, Max van Splunteren, Morris Schuring, Julian Hanses, and Loic Hartog, rounding out the top 8. 9th, the visiting Simone Laquinta, ahead of Christopher Zirkling, Bastian Boos in 11th, Jaap van Lagen, Fabio Chitignola, Dan van Kooyk, Lauren Heinrich, and Lucas Grunewald. And that is the top 16. Jesse van Kooyk, Kim Hausschild, Sandra Kajbak, Carlos Rivas, Ruof Reen, Antonio Teixeira, Jan-Erik Sluten, and Philip Sager. And then Georgi Donchev, Basha Mardini, Ahmed Al-Shahab, and non-finishers, Christoph Langer and Yuka Honkavori. And then, that's a familiar sight, isn't it? For Team GP Elite from the Netherlands, it's Larry Tenvoorde, his home race. And of course, Rudy van Buren, who comes home second, his home race too. Another driver from the Netherlands, making it a Dutch 1-2 in this race, ahead of Ayenchen Guven from Turkey. So into Mark Vermey we come, and very shortly we hope to bring you the podium ceremony. Larry Tenvoorde. He's used to winning, but this one will be especially poignant for him.
Lekker hè, maat. Morgen ook 6, max 5.
Ja joh, prima. Mag ik weer trots op je zijn?
And there's Rudy van Buren. The driver is just receiving their congratulations before they head to the podium. Van Buren will be happy with that. Apart from the mistake, pretty flawless. You can see the championship there. And those, I would say, are not accurate points. So disregard the points that are on the screen, because that was coming into this race. So that gap between Larry Tenvoorde and Lauren Heinrich will be bigger than that. I haven't done the maths, but we'll no doubt bring you the updated points very shortly. Third place went to Ayenchen Guven for Phoenix Racing, the Turkish driver in the pro category. He picked up a win in Oschersleben, and since then he's had lots of seconds and thirds, and it's another third. Second place for Rudy van Buren, a driver who's really started to find his feet in the Cartech Motorsport by Nigwin Porsche. It's another second on top of his second place from Monza. And a familiar place for a familiar name, the top step of the podium. It's his 5th win of the season. Larry Tenvoorde taking the win for Team GP Elite. So there's the view over this unique circuit, a historic circuit, the Circuit Zandvoort, a track that is built in 1948, which is the same year that Silverstone opened as well. So the same age of the two circuits. And you can hear the seagulls. And unusual to have a track this close to the coast, located in the North Sea dunes, about 20 kilometers from Amsterdam, and heavily remodeled for the 2020 season. Of course, 2020 season was very much of a non-event as a result of the global situation. And we're very pleased that in 2021, we are finally able to come and see the steep bankings in person. And also good that we have an audience in. 3,000 people a day are permitted under COVID regulations. We're definitely seen enough of behind closed door events and are very happy to have the crowd back and to have a bit of atmosphere. And hopefully this is a giant leap in the right direction towards what will be normality before too long. There we go, third place, Chen Guven. Second place, Rudy Van Buren. Local boy, Larry Tenforder, takes the top step of the podium. It's a national anthem that quite a few of us had never really heard much of before. And then came Max Verstappen, and then came Larry Tenforder, and now we know it very well indeed. The Dutch national anthem, very familiar nowadays. Also up there on the podium is Theo Kool, who's a race mechanic for GP Elite, who receives a trophy on behalf of the winning team. Very noisy bunch, aren't they? GP Elite continuing on their winning ways. So slightly subdued celebrations from Chen Guven. Clearly was expecting more. But ecstatic celebrations from Larry Tenforder and Rudy Van Buren as we look down on the Zandvoort countryside and reflect on what has been a thoroughly entertaining race 1 of 2 this weekend for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. We're back again tomorrow, 10:05 local time. Why don't you join us then? It'll be race 2. See you then. Bye-bye.